Hey guys, what's going on? This is your boy Stan JB, and this is Everyday Tech with Stan JB. Yeah, that's a great beginning, isn't it? Alright, so today we're actually going to talk about the iPhone SE. I'm a little behind, but I wanted to use it for about a month before I gave my impressions on it. And to be honest, so far so good. So let's get into it. First thing first is the specs. Now what you're going to see here is a 4.7 inch screen. You're going to have 3 gigs of RAM for actually the A13 processor. Now, that part's actually pretty cool because that A13 processor is what you see in the iPhone 11 and the 11 Pro. So basically, you're getting the good stuff, the top tier stuff, the flagship processor in an iPhone 8 package. Now, sounds a little bit weird, but there's a lot of people who prefer this over the full screen gesture based iPhones of today. Don't ask me, I'm not one of those weirdos, but hey, to each their own, right? So you also get a relatively small 1821 milliamp battery in this guy, and we'll get into how that plays out later on in this video. But so those are the specs. It's nothing too crazy, nothing too amazing. It's same old stuff from Apple. Remember, they're not big on having the biggest spec numbers. They don't care about that. They care about how it all comes together as a package. And I gotta say, when they put all those specs together in this little package, it works very, very well. Now, once again, like I said, it basically looks like an iPhone 8. It has their body, but the difference you'll notice, this guy is actually brought down the middle, whereas the previous models had it a little up top. People who have like slight OCD like me, this is amazing. I love it. That was a change that needed to happen. Don't ask me why I hate having it up top. I'm crazy. But once again, this 4.7 inch screen, the phone itself is about 5 inches, and it's amazing. I love it. I love how it feels. Actually, to the point where wherever my next phone's gonna be, most likely not gonna be the XL model. My last like 6 phones have all been XL models, and once I put this in my pocket, I fell in love. It feels so good to carry around. It's so lightweight. I don't have to worry about wearing baggy jeans just so my phones can fit. I can wear tight jeans if I wanted to. You're not gonna see me wear tight jeans, but you get the idea. But hey, that's good for women. Women tend to have tighter jeans and fake pockets. Boom, perfect. They can have their iPhone in their jeans. This guy is fantastic. The part I don't like about it though is the screen. You see, with this small body, you do find yourself in a situation where this big old home button and this big old top bezel make the screen feel even smaller. Now, if they did something like had the all the screen display that you can get in an iPhone 11 or an iPhone 10 with this size, it'd been perfect. I'd have bought 2. And speaking of I'd have bought 2, that's another part that I think is amazing is the price. I easily could have bought 2 of these for the price of one iPhone. It's only $400 and you are getting a full iPhone experience. Honestly, the only thing you're really missing out on besides a bigger battery is that camera. You only have one camera, but that doesn't mean you're left in the dust. You see, it's in a weird place. This has more camera features than the iPhone 8, but not as much as like an iPhone 11. So you can still do portrait mode, but it has to be on a person. So no portrait mode of your pets or of objects. You can't have those little artsy photos of leaves or a trash can or whatever photographers take pictures of these days. But the camera is actually really good. Enough that I'm thinking those iPhone users that were thinking about going to a Pixel, like Pixel 3a or something, they're not going to be as tempted to go because of something like this for $400. Now, the Pixel still takes much better pictures, in my opinion. I like the sharpness, I like the color processing it does, but you're not really feeling like you have the worst camera just because you spent $400. Honestly, I would say this is probably the second best budget camera you can get. Pixel 3a being number 1, and then we'll see how the Pixel 4a does if they ever release that phone. We're all waiting. One thing that I thought also that was very good is the fact that the video on this phone I think blows out any other phone at that price range, and then some at the higher price range. You get 4K 60, it's crisp, it's clean, it processes very fluid, there's no jitteriness. Probably the best mobile camera is still on the 11 and the 11 Pro, but second or third best is probably on this guy right here. And remember, it only costs $400. That's kind of crazy, especially when you have phones such as the Pixel 4, which, hey, one of my favorite phones, surprisingly. But the video camera, not quite there. And that's something that I think Android needs to work on, especially when you have Apple dropping their cheapest phone with cameras that just outdo Androids. Now, besides that camera, there is also the display to talk about. Once again, like I said, it's a 4.7-inch display. Their Retina display. It's not going to be full 1080p. It's not going to be Quad HD or 90 hertz or anything special, but it's a damn good screen. And I say that because you get nice color accuracy. It's very crisp. It's very clear. One of the benefits of the small size is, yeah, you don't need to stretch out the images, so it's all a little cramped. It's all a little tighter. It's all a little crisper. You really couldn't do it on a bigger phone, honestly. One reason it's a good phone is the performance. I honestly have had no issues with it. Like I said, it does use the A13 chip, so it does have a very powerful processor in there. The latest processor from Apple is in this phone. You have about 3 gigs of RAM, but hey, that's fine. It's a phone, not a gaming PC or a Samsung phone. They kind of need that. But you get yourself a wonderful experience with this. Once again, it's sleek, it's fast. Now, I am a little spoiled. I'm used to 90 hertz and 120 hertz, so 60 hertz screen just feels a little sluggish to me. But that's it. That's only because I'm used to it. If you've never had a 90 hertz screen or a 120 hertz screen, if all you've used were iPhones, you're not gonna notice. And honestly, after using it for a couple of weeks, I got used to it. I didn't really notice anything wrong with it until I jumped back to using my Pixel. Then I was like, oh, this is what high refresh rate feels like. So here's to Apple. Please, whatever your next iPhone is, make it 120 hertz, make it 90 hertz. I don't care, just get past 60 and I will probably buy it. I've only had one app crash on me, and I'm pretty sure that's the developer's fault. Everything else, no issues. It holds holds apps in its memory very well. I don't know the last time I closed these guys out. It's snappy, apps open in no time. I haven't had any issue. It doesn't feel like I'm using a budget phone. And that's the biggest selling point for me. This doesn't feel like a budget iPhone. This doesn't move like a budget iPhone. It doesn't feel like I paid $400 for it. It just feels like an iPhone. If I had an Apple Watch, it would work. AirPods work. Your whole Apple ecosystem works. You're not really missing out on the things that make an Apple phone an iPhone. You're good. You're solid. And it's $400. That in itself is amazing. Now, don't get me wrong. This isn't like the perfect phone ever. You do run into issues, especially with battery life. Now, once again, I said that it has 1,828 mAh battery. That's just incredibly small. I don't know why they didn't just make it just a little thicker and put like even a 3,000, 2,800 something, because you're not gonna get a full day out of this. Especially if you're watching YouTube or playing some games, you're gonna get about maybe 4 hours, maybe. Now, it's impressive in the sense of how long you're getting for the size of the battery, but it's disappointing in the fact that they could have easily fixed that. But I guess they wanted to keep it the same exact dimensions as the iPhone 8. I would have opted for something just a little thicker. But like I said, the A13 does stretch that very small battery as far as it can, and that in itself is impressive. But you're going to need to carry a charger. There's no getting around it. So that's basically all there is to it. Remember, it's nothing extraordinary. There's no standout feature. The best feature of this phone is the fact that it's an iPhone for $400 that feels like an iPhone. This is amazing for people who don't like to change phones or don't like to spend $1,000 on a new phone. People, like, I've had multiple customers back when I sold phones that loved their 8, broke it, and had to get a 10 or 11. This is for those people who don't want to change. This is for people who don't care about the latest and greatest. This is even for people who are Android guys like me, but decided that, hey, I want to try an iPhone. I'm not going to spend $1,000 to try an iPhone, but $400, there's no reason not to. And I gotta say, I'm slowly learning to like iPhone and iOS. Now, I'm still going to use my primary device, my Pixel, because this is my favorite phone at the moment. But there are certain things that every once in a while I'm like, man, I wish I got the smaller Pixel because I'm holding this in my hand and it feels so good. Or I wish this had as good video as this, and this is $400. Or I wish that this lasting 4 hours was at 1,821 milliamps wasn't so close to this lasting about 5 hours at 31 or something. There are little things that makes me see you're getting great phones for $400. There's no reason to spend $1,000 if all you need is a phone. Now, if you want the flagship, then yeah, spend the extra money. But if you don't care, this is the perfect phone for you. Thank you for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And honestly, reach out to me. Tell me if you want to see more videos, what you want to see them about, things that you would love to see in the next iPhone SE. And I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Once again, this is Everyday Tech with Stan JB. And I appreciate you guys spending your time with me.